In this lesson, we're going to learn the real advantage of a database, or one of the real advantages, that we can mail merge information from the database into a letter. So that's one of the big advantages. We're also going to learn about a legal aspect of data and databases, and that's the GDPR. So before we move on with our database knowledge, let's just move on with our general knowledge and look at our recall questions. So you need to answer these 4 questions. What features of a database is a better way to add new records to the database? And that's something you did last week. And from the database units, what data type would £300 be? And you'll then be able to answer, what does F in hex represent? And thinking back to the start of the year, what does HTML stand for? So you can answer those questions. You can pause the video and we'll come back to the answers in a moment. So a form was what you use to enter data into your database. You enter data into a form and it saves it automatically into a table. £300 would be currency data type. And in F in hexadecimal would be a 15, or you can write it as 1111. Which in binary uses the 1, the 2, the 4 and the 8. So the 8 plus the 4 plus the 2 plus the 1 gives you a value of 15. And HTML, the last question, stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So looking at today's lesson, we're going to understand what GDPR is, what a mail merge is, and then we're going to look to create a mail merge. So GDPR stands for General Data Protection Regulations, and it states that all companies or organisations which use customers' personal information must explain how they process this data. GDPR also requires that all information provided uses clear and plain language and is concise, transparent, intelligible and easily accessible. So this is a law about how data is held. General Data Protection Regulations, and it's a law that came into force a few years ago, and it has changed how we hold data and the fact that we have to regularly write and make sure that our data is up to date. So you will receive letters asking you if your information is still up to date. If it's not up to date, it's up to the company to update the information. Now, there's an explanation of GDPR on this video if you click this link, or the link is available on your Google Classroom, which will explain the General Data Protection Regulations. Our next stage is we're going to create a mail merge. Now, mail merge is a really fancy way of sending information from a database or a spreadsheet to all the different people, a personalised individual letter or information to lots and lots of different people. Now, you probably receive mail merge information through your post when you have a letter that says dear and then your name. People haven't automatically looked up and written what your name is. They've created a mail merge from a database or a spreadsheet to send that information to you. And we'll show you how we do this in a moment. So it's a feature of a word processor. So for this example in Word, it's a feature of Word that allows for personalised letters with names and addresses from a database. You've already got your database, and you should have a database that is similar to this, that has all your superheroes in it, with their name, their age, their hair colour, the eye colour, their gender, and what their superpower is. So these are the fields that we have. This is the information we hold on the superheroes. And we're going to write a letter using a word processor, using Word, that's going to link the information in this table to your letter. And we'll write a letter to all of these different superheroes. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What we need to do is go into Word and click Start Mail Merge. So you need to open up a Word document. Before we go there, let's just have a reminder of what the task is. You're going to create a mail merge, so a letter can be sent to every superhero, checking that the information you hold on them is correct and explaining what the GDPR is. So here is your letter. and you can add more into it, but what I'm going to do is just start with a dear, and then I'm going to put the person's name in. Now I'm going to mail merge this from my database table. So I'm going to get the information. I'm going to have Dear Superman, and I'm going to start a merge, and what I'm going to use is, so I've clicked on mailings, start mail merge, and I'm going to use a step-by-step mail merge wizard to start with. So I'm looking for a letter. That's fine. I can click next down the bottom here. I'm just going to hide myself for a moment. It's just, so we've got down the bottom, start document, click next. So then we've got, how do you want to set up your letter? We're going to use the current documents, that's fine, so we can click next. And we're going to use an existing list. We need to find that list of all our superheroes. So I'm going to click browse. And what I'm going to do when I'm browsing now is I'm just going to go to my documents and find where my database is stored. So I've got to find my database, which... So when you've selected your database, I'm selecting the table. I'm going to select my table superhero table. So click OK. And it's checking that this is all the information that I want to mail merge. So I'm happy with all this. This looks like my table. So I can click OK. So the next thing I'm going to do is find who I'm sending my information to. So dear, I'm inserting a merge field. This button on the top here under mailings, insert merge field, and I'm inserting, if I look at my table, it's name. So I can double click that. Now Superman doesn't appear. We get these double chevrons, these double arrows here. So that's fine. I'm happy with that. Dear, and that would be Superman. And it could be a quick note about GDPR, so I am writing to you as due to GDPR, I need to check that the information that I hold on you is correct. Could you please let me know if any of this following information is wrong? So I can have in here age and then the colon, and I can insert a merge field for the age. I can double click that. Hair color, again colon, insert merge field, and here I choose hair color. And I can go down all my information and have all this in and turn this more into a letter. Now I'm just going to quickly race forward here, and once you finish your letter with all your merge fields, remember your merge fields are going to look like this. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see this better. Merge fields going to look with the arrows. You can click finish and merge. So when you click finish and merge, you then have options. You can click edit individual documents, and we're going to merge the records for all of them. So click OK. What now happens is it looks like one letter with Dear Superman, so it's merged the name in, and then we've got age 25, hair color black. If I scroll down, we can then see the next person in the database, Dear Superwoman, age 27, hair color blonde, and you can see all the details are changing as we scroll through. So I've got Incredible Hulk, hair color green, age 35, and so on. You can see how the mail merge has actually worked. So that's what you're creating as the finished mail merge that you've created. And you can save this in your documents, and what I'm also looking for is for you to save that information in your e-portfolio, so you can screen print the information to your e-portfolio. So hopefully you're able to explain what GDPR is in your letter, create your mail merge letter, and save evidence of your work in your e-portfolio.